We are again, 3v3, glitching on the names a little bit, unfortunately. We do know green is on team one. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We've got green is the cleaner. I think I said OK the other day, but it's actually DK. Teal, we don't know. And red was a little bit slow to get moving, is back in action 21. Team two, we've got Michael in orange, yellow, and purple. As we now see how the builds are developing, I won't talk you all the way through it, but you can see what's happening here for purple, well organised, into tanks. Yellow, a couple of refineries, yeah, getting there. Ditto orange. Red's come down here to capture these to support green. Yeah, green getting established. Radar dome and a MiG early. Red is there, not doing heaps yet, not doing any infantry. Although they have managed to get some out and spread them round, so I don't know. Yeah, okay. But it doesn't look like there's heaps of rockets in that. Teal, lots of rockets, yeah, lots of refineries, well on top of their production. Orange, trying to do the sneaky early scout. We'll keep an eye on it. You can see just what happens when if you get stopped here. You're basically done. The AI is strong, and these destroyers don't miss much. But he has managed to get one vehicle through. Has done a bonus, just killed a couple of engineers there. Isn't didn't get all that much vision, but just enough to know that there's two players here. Red working on the navy, orange about to do the same by the looks of things. Purple trying to get established up north. Nothing doing from team one though. Checking in on the bases again. Tanks coming in good numbers from purple. Yellow, a bit slow to get going on tanks. Orange, ditto. Green is on a good tank build. Red, not quite there yet. Teal, pretty good tank build. Lots of rockets, good air defense. This is open at the back. You can get air around the back and down the back here. But at the moment, because he hasn't been scouted, unless they get spy planed or something, yeah, safe for the minute. But you really do need to be covering in here too. Just going to skip forward a few minutes. Yeah, so we see now, looks like that probably on the tank limit. A couple of players moving into MiGs, you can see from the mini map. Right, red. Okay, red never got going in huge numbers, but does look like they maybe have some tanks here. And although they've just, oh no, they're aware of this. So they've had some good scouting in. MiG's coming in on the sub pens here, not able to finish that one off. The AA that's remained has taken most of them out. Looks like those transports have been sunk. So if there were tanks on board, they're now gone. Green, some decent numbers. Orange did get this presence established, so we'll come back to this. This might be an interesting sort of submarine battle. Orange crawling forward, but yeah, we're on the tank limit. Few tank numbers. Yellow, same again. Couple of MiGs too. Decent numbers. Purple, good tank build, and then into the MiGs. Purple's got lots and lots of tanks, so reasonably even. But we'll come back down here. We'll keep an eye on this battle. Red does seem to currently have the upper hand. Yeah, Michael's been able to scout a little bit, but not really uh, take control here. Yellow has seen that there was a chrono there ready to capture, so has sent the MiGs down. Also, after this power plant, try to at least just deny this island to red in any meaningful way. Red with the tanks here, really helping any of the submarines from orange that get located will just die quite suddenly, as we see reds here suffering the same fate. Um, Yellow MiGs are inbound again. Stick with them for the moment. After a sub pen, yeah, mostly able to get in and out there without having to deal with any real air defense. They're not really here in any great numbers, and those AA cannons that were on the map to begin with have all been destroyed. So we hear a ping. Orange is asking his teammates to deal with this V2. Purple MiG's inbound. Not a bad idea. Is after so they know that red. Do they? Well, they know that red and green are here. So I guess they're assuming or hoping that by destroying red's build radius back here, they can really hamstring red's ability to engage in this naval battle, because once these submarine pens go, they will be gone forever. Okay, smart move. AA cannon's up now, so not only does that help maintain the build radius, it also helps hurt the MiGs inbound and makes Team 2 think twice, especially if we are on the air limit. So we'll just see. Purple is inbound, so we'll see if purple has reacted or not. Okay, purple's still in here in sufficient numbers to get rid of that power plant, but they have lost all of those MiGs. Is managing to rebuild, as you can see there on the mini map. So if they're quick, because they know that AA is there, and they know that red now, because it looks like they spied this, so they know red is on their last legs. Yeah, so we see yellow now. Follow these in. One or two AA cannons left there just to harass, but yeah, enough to get through. And no, they've bypassed. Interesting. Not enough numbers there. That was never enough. And strategically, perhaps that was a misplay. Although Orange is now here in some tanks. If they really deal with this, they've got the strength here to just wipe red out of this entire area. And not only that, still capture this and get some build radius up front. Okay, yellow now. Yeah, has done that. So red cannot build any more sub pens. Orange is in here spying. We've seen the para drop para bombs here, do a little bit of damage, but not heaps. Orange now going on the scout, left, right, and center. So green's pretty well wide open now to an air attack, as are red sub pens. So we'll see how they go here. Orange still has the build radius, so even though he's lost his navy, can still come back with a bit of ground support and re-establish. One suggestion, you can, and this is near Orange's base, you can just put a sub pen in here to get an extra building for the production. So we see Teal North now, Team 2 not taking it laying down, sending some air in, losing a lot though. Yeah, not really worth it, I don't think. We'll keep an eye on the mini map. Yeah, look at that. Unless Teal's forgotten to build, they've just lost all of their MiGs, have not taken out a structure, and only been able to rebuild one. So we see yellow MiGs returning from an attack, but purple inbound. So Team 2 now just tag teaming, applying the pressure. Looks like they're aiming for a sub pen, as they are. Good move. Down to 2 now. Teal's decided it's time to test the middle a little bit. But yeah, look, yellow, orange, and purple all here in good numbers. Really does look like Team 2 has the massive tank advantage again. Certainly the MiG advantage now as well. Some teal airstrikes that, by the sounds of it, in support. But yeah, no, I think we're going to stay here because, okay, I can just see in the corner of my eye on the mini-map, purple's now established down here too. But you would imagine they're just going to be able to push through here in sufficient numbers to finish this game. Orange hasn't even reacted yet, so I mean, even just the 2 versus 3, it's not looking great. Yellow now, a few more numbers, flying in over the air defense. Whatever they're looking for, they're probably going to lose a lot of MiGs here. Okay, it's a refinery attack. Okay, good enough there to hamstring green a little bit. Cash dwindling left, right, and center now. Orange is the only one with a really solid buffer here. Yeah, yellow's struggling to rebuild to keep pushing the attack, and we can see here now has just pulled back slightly to acknowledge that. Some reinforcements, but nowhere near as much as the other guys. Purple, like, look at that. Yeah. So purple just keeping ahead for the moment, but about to crash out. Orange, yeah, good numbers now, starting to come forward. But look at this. Purple now's got past teal, is into the back of red. So by the time, yeah, they have to either split their forces and react to this and leave the middle exposed, or just let their base die. So it's a lose-lose situation for Team 1. The MiGs are up, just doing what they can, but although purple has done something, perhaps a mistaken Shift A, select all, because I saw everything on the map react there. Okay, green's just quit, so cleaner DK is out. Red maybe tried to move their MCV just now, but yeah, they're out of it. They've decided to quit. Teal's base is currently untouched, but yeah, you would imagine with their final few tanks on the front line about to go down. We have MiGs inbound, although they've just turned around. Purple here in huge numbers, can almost do it themselves. MCV is about to go down. Remembering the MCV has increased hit points on this map. Yep, refinery down. And see, we see here, even though the game's lost, I mentioned at the start of this video how Teal arrayed their rockets all up here. And that's great, but it does, even for air attacks, but also even for tank attacks, it does leave the back here open enough that purple has been able to get through in sufficient numbers and kill the MCV and all his refineries. So even if the game wasn't over, it is over now for Teal. So the MiGs fly in. We've got purple MiGs airborne. Orange is streaming through to the north to clean that area up. We'll follow the MiGs in. Try and figure out what they're going for, which does look like to be a war factory here. Yep, just managed losing a lot of MiGs, but just enough of them got their rockets away. Purple has died. But orange now, here in numbers, so's yellow. Just a little bit slow to get organised. Still another minute and a half, judging off the progress bar down the bottom here. So just taking their time, maybe just having some fun with it, or having a chat in the game. Purple started to move there, but stopped. Now just sending one tank in. They can see everything. Because it's largely V2s, they're largely missing a moving target. I think maybe that was a move just to get all of the V2s to fire, so they're effectively out of ammunition until now. So maybe that was a play there to try and trigger those missiles to fire and then move in. Okay, MiG's coming in from all directions now. Purple's just bypassing the tanks after war factories and the power plant. Orange now coming in from the top. So we can see here, just even with quite a few tanks, it's going to take a little while to chew through these. And I've mentioned a few times in my games, this can be a smart strategy to defend part of your base. It's a passive defense that just takes time for an enemy to fight their way through. Um, no point in this game, but an interesting feather to keep you up your in your cap if you need it. I was about to mix my metaphors and say a feather up your sleeve, but that's something entirely different. So all players now getting into the fun. Kennel's about to go down. V2's just taking out the rockets anyway that are in range. Purple and orange really busy up here, but we see half of the airfields are still here despite the tank numbers. So it takes some time to chew through. But they're getting there now. MiGs are helping. I did also note in another game, MiGs are surprisingly effective against these airfields. They seem to be specifically vulnerable to MiG attacks. So not all of the MiGs fired. So some of them came around to do a second pass, but in the meantime, Purple's cleaned that last one up. Orange has somehow gotten over here, captured this with engineers, with the APC by the looks of it, and there we go. That's the match complete. So yeah, interesting game. Half decent naval battle down the south there. Yeah, so we see we didn't get the names, but the stats are there for anyone who's interested. Well played, Team 2.